Alton Towers is arguably one of the best theme parks that have ever been created. Built back in 1980, when this park first opened, it had a total of 0 roller coasters. However, just over 40 years later, it now has some of the best and most unique attractions on the planet. And over the last 7 years, I've had the chance to visit Alton Towers just over 30 times. But where is this theme park located? Alton Towers is located in Alton, Staffordshire, and for some, this may not be the easiest part to get to. The reason why I say this is due to being about an hour drive without traffic to its closest city, and as much as Birmingham has quite a lot to offer, within the hour drive is pretty much just countryside. This makes it one of the best drives to a theme park. However, due to its location, Alton Towers has a height limit, meaning that they can't build anything above the tree line, so when you're arriving at the park, the only area you'll be able to see is X Sector. This of course holds 2 of their main roller coasters with the Smiler and Oblivion. The Smiler is the only Ghost Infinity coaster in the UK and was one of my favourite attractions at the park. It also currently holds the record for the most inversions on any roller coaster in the world. But besides the records, this is a great coaster with one of the craziest queue lines. However, the exact same could be said for Oblivion. This was the world's first B&M dive coaster and is honestly just amazing. But what just adds to the experience is that this coaster actually dives underground. This makes it one of the best hedgehogs in the UK and definitely makes for an amazing roller coaster. Another ride which is claimed to be one of the best on the planet is Nemesis. Built back in 1994, this B&M Invert is an extremely intense roller coaster, which also uses the train to its advantage. But where the day rides are great, when the sun goes down, it just brings this coaster to the next level. Right next door to Nemesis is Galactica. This is my personal favourite roller coaster at the park, and was also the world's first B&M flying coaster. And even though it made it on the scale of such rides as Flying Dinosaur at Universal Studios Japan, it's still a great coaster and definitely packs a punch. Another really underrated roller coaster comes under the form of Rita. This Intimate Accelerator is a good coaster. However, the reason why most guests don't like it is due to its roughness. It's definitely noticeable, but in my opinion, it doesn't take away anything from the ride experience. Also, something else to mention is that the front row definitely improves the coaster. Another ride located in the Dark Forest is 13, and where in my opinion the last 2 roller coasters were underrated, the same cannot be said for 13. However, even if this is the case, I can still appreciate this coaster for what it is. It's got some great air moments along with the theme and drop track. The last major coaster which I haven't talked about yet is of course Wicker Man. This is for many the best roller coaster at the park, and it isn't hard to see why. Built back in 2018 by GCI, this may be one of their smallest coasters. However, just like Nemesis, the coaster really shines at night. So besides the top 7, the park does also have Spinball Wizard, which is their Mara spinning coaster. This is a fun ride, but it's nothing to shout about. Alongside this, the Runaway Mine Train serves as their other family coaster. This is a fun ride which uses the train to its advantage. The last roller coaster at the park is of course their kids coaster and comes under the name of Alton's Roller Coaster Adventure. However, besides the coasters, the park does also have some great attractions. Some of my favourites include Enterprise, which is a Huss Enterprise and opened back at the park in 1984. Overall, it's a fun attraction which gives some great views across X Sector. Another ride which was built by Huss is of course the Blade. This is your classic pirate ship, however due to its height you can often get a bit of airtime, but by far my favourite flight ride at the park is Hex. This is a Vekoma Madhouse which is all based around the park's history, but what makes this attraction so good is that you enter through the towers itself. One of the best dark rides at the park comes under the form of Jewel. This is a fun attraction with some decent theming. Right next door to Jewel is Kong Over Rapids. This is a good ride, but in my opinion I wouldn't rush to it. However, a ride which I would put at the top of your list is the monorail. I will go into more detail about this later on in the video. However, it's a great mode of transport which takes you throughout the park. The last ride which I wanted to mention was Skyride. This is the other transportation system and is honestly one of my favourite attractions at the park. It gives you some nice views over the gardens and also some of their roller coasters. However, in terms of entertainment at the park, I haven't actually watched any of the all year round shows. However, if you would like to, the best place to go for them is CBeebies Land. But along with the shows, they do also have some occasional entertainment which roams around. But in my opinion, this is the area which I think that Alton Towers needs to improve on the most. And over the last few years, they have started to offer a lot more entertainment throughout their events. However, if you're visiting outside of an event, it may be quite hard to find some of it. So in terms of other information to know when visiting Alton Towers, I would try to arrive at the park at least an hour before opening. This is due to the car park being located quite a distance away from the main entrance, and to get there you either have 2 options, with one of them taking around a 15-minute walk, which the other involves taking a monorail. In my opinion, I might prefer taking the monorail. This is due to get some awesome views over the park, and also dropping you off right at the main entrance. However, if you do decide to walk, you can also find some great views of Nemesis and Galactica. So when you arrive at the main entrance, the park will open at least half an hour before the advertised opening time. This will then allow you to get down to your favourite attraction, hopefully near the front of the queue. But in terms of choosing your first attraction, if you get into the park half an hour before opening, I'd probably head to either the Smiler or Wicker Man. However, if you arrive at the park on the opening time, I'd personally avoid these 2 attractions due to them likely already having a decent line. Instead, I'd head to somewhere like Oblivion or Rita, as they can often get some long queues later on in the day. So in terms of food, I'd personally recommend eating at the roller coaster restaurant. This is a great experience, however it can be quite expensive. Some other great restaurants include Explorer's Pizza Pasta Buffet, the Burger Kitchen and also Just Chicken. However, after you finish lunch, I'd personally recommend taking a look around the park and of course experiencing some more of their attractions. However, in my opinion, the best and most useful time of the day is the last hour. I would personally recommend heading to Forbidden Valley. By doing this, you'll likely be able to get a walk-on queue for both Nemesis and also Galactica. However, after you take a couple of laps on each coaster, I would recommend either heading to the Smile or Wicker Man. And due to the park being owned by Main Entertainment, as long as you get in the queue before the closing time, you'll be allowed to experience it. However, I would head over there about 5 minutes before, just to be safe. So after you get off your last attraction, you'll likely be looking for some park merchandise. Some of the best shops include Towers Trading Co, Spooks of Rust, and of course the Wicker Man shop. And unlike many parks in the UK, you'll be able to find tons of merchandise for all of their roller coasters. However, what is my overall opinion on Alton Towers? In my opinion, Alton Towers is the best theme park in the UK. From some of the best roller coasters in Europe to some amazing theming and also one of the best landscapes in the country, this is honestly one of my favourite theme parks I've ever visited. But what is your opinion on Alton Towers? Make sure to leave any thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one.